Welcome to Star Education Center. This is the answer key of Jamia BA English Honors exam of 2025-26. So as you know the pattern, this is a set D part A, but most of the questions are the same. So you don't have to worry about कि कौन सा set क्या है. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. So those who appeared this time, they are well aware that this is the part A and there is also part B, which is subjective in nature. There is a passage in reading passage in part B which has to be solved, and then there is essay writing in part B. Okay. So in today's video we will see that objective section, and this is the solution for Jamia BA English Honors 2025-26. Okay. So the timing is 1 hour 30 minutes. Without further ado, we will just see the answers, and I will briefly explain the answers of them, and then we will be able to see the answer key of Jamia BA English Honors. Okay. So this is BA English Honors set 4. Okay. So first question says, which writer won the 2024 Nobel Prize in Literature for their poetic prose dealing with historical trauma? So यहाँ पे भी जितने भी if you see the options, that options most of them are the Nobel Prize winner. Okay, but in 2024 who won the Nobel Prize? In 2024 Hong Kong won the Nobel Prize, and she is from Korea. So she writes she sort of writes on the Korean memory, violence and trauma. Okay, so Hong Kong is the right answer. Okay, then we move to second question. Second question says, what is the pen name of the Mary Ann Evans, author of the Middlemarch? Okay, author of the Middlemarch, Mary Ann Evans, the pen name of his was George Eliot. Okay, so Middlemarch is written by George Eliot. Okay, there are several other novels written by George Eliot. You must know them. Okay, so you must know the other novels of George Eliot if you are preparing for Jamia BA English Honors. Okay, these are the recurring questions they ask every time. Okay, so we will move to the next one. What is the literary term for the story within a story? Story within a story called the frame narrative. Okay, all these are the literary devices. These are called the literary devices, and some of them are called the figures of speech as well. Okay, literary devices and figures of speech. So you have to know figures of speech and literary devices in order to score higher in Jamia English entrance. Okay, so because all these are really crucial for Jamia BA English Honors preparation. So the answer is frame narrative. Frame narrative, which means that story within the story. Okay, Divine Comedy is written by Dante Alighieri. Okay, and Dante Alighieri was Italian. Okay, he was an Italian. Okay, so option C is the right answer. Then fifth question is, which Shakespeare play features character Rosencrantz and Guildenstern? Okay, so fifth question, the answer of the fifth question is Hamlet. Okay, so this is the play written by the Shakespeare. You must know the plays of the Shakespeare and their characters. Okay, because all these are the recurring questions that Jamia ask every year in their entrances. So if you are preparing for Jamia BA English Honors for the next year, you must prepare for William Shakespeare's play and all these characters of him. Okay, so next question is, a best-selling self-help Atomic Habits is written by whom? So James Clear has written Atomic Habit. Okay, so next question is that Italian or Petrarchan sonnet is divided into octave and sestet. Okay, so this is the right division of Italian and Petrarchan sonnet. The option is D is the right option. Okay, the option D is the right option. Then we have the question number 8. Which ancient Indian text is known world longest poem? Okay, so Mahabharata is the answer of it. Okay, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata only, so Mahabharata is the answer. Okay, so this is the right answer. Who was awarded the 2025 Holger Prize? So Judith Butler is the right answer for groundbreaking work in gender theory and philosophy. उन्होंने काम किया gender theory and philosophy पे. You must know Judith Butler's work as well. Okay, so that is the option D is the right answer. Okay, then question number 10 says, what is the primary genre of the Gabriel Garcia Marquez of 100 Years of Solitude? So Gabriel Garcia Marquez written, he has written in magical realism. Okay, so you must know what is realism, what is fancy, what is magical realism and historical fiction. Okay, so magical realism का अपने आप में मतलब होता है blending magical elements with realistic setting. Okay, so this is what it means. Okay, so this is the right answer. Then we will move to question number 11. Who is the author of the epic poem Paradise Lost? Everyone knows that it is Milton. Okay, so there is no confusion in that. So next question is question number 12. Which Indian author won the prize for the God of the Small Things? So you guys know that who is this author. This author is Arundhati Roy. Okay, this is quite easy and most recurring question that is there in Jamia BA English Honor entrance. Okay, the next question is who wrote the Trial? Trial is written by Franz Kafka and it is a work, a key figure in existential and absurdist literature. Okay, so this is the writer has written about the existential literature and absurdist literature. Okay, so this is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. Which author created the dystopian world of the Handmaid's Tale? So Margaret Atwood had written the Handmaid's Tale. Okay, the right option is option A. Identify the figures of speech. Time is a thief. Yahan, like if you see here, you will get the answer metaphor. Okay, metaphor, which means time is compared as thief. Otherwise, irony is not there. Okay, allusion is not there. Simile, in simile we use like. Okay, we use as in similes, but in metaphor we don't use like or as. We directly compare. So time is a thief is a metaphor. Option A is the right answer. Question number 16 is who is the protagonist of the Crime and Punishment? So we must know the writer of the Crime and Punishment, Fyodor Dostoevsky. Okay, so you must know the writer of it, Fyodor Dostoevsky, and the character who is primary character, who is the protagonist, which means that who is the hero of the novel. It is Raskolnikov. Okay, right answer is option D. So question number 17. Which novel laureate is also known her powerful exploration of the black identity and history in Beloved? So the answer is Toni Morrison. So this is the question from African American literature. There is this genre which is called African American literature. You must know who are the African American literature, and they can ask the question from there, from African American literature as well. So question number 17 answers is Toni Morrison. Okay, the poem Kubla Khan was written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. You must know romantic writers. Who are the romantic writers? What is the romantic writers movement? You must know who are them, who are they. You must go through it if you want to clear Jamia and BA English Honors exam. Okay, so this is the right answer. The right answer was Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who has written the Kubla Khan. Okay, next is the literary term epiphany means a sudden moment of realization. The option B is the right. Okay, what is the name of the fictional school in Harry Potter series? You know that it is Hogwarts. This is what everyone knows. It is so common. Okay, the option D is the right. Question number 21 says the wind whispered through the trees. The wind whispered through the trees. Who whisper? We people whisper. So the personification of the wind is happening here. Okay, you must know figures of speech. This is the personification. The wind whispered just like a person. So this is the personification. Okay. Question number 22 says who created the detective character Hercule Poirot? Hercule Poirot is a character created by the Agatha Christie, and Agatha Christie is the writer who has written lot of detective writers. You must know the work of the Agatha Christie, and they ask every time from the works of the Agatha Christie. So you must know the work of Agatha Christie. Who is the narrator of the Great Gatsby? Within the narrator, like you should know the narrator, but with the narrator you must know the writer, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Okay, the writer of Great Gatsby is F. Scott Fitzgerald. Okay, so here Nick Carraway is the narrator. Option B is the right answer. Parting is a such sweet sorrow. Sweet and sorrow. Sweet and sorrow is a oxymoron. Okay, oxymoron, which means opposing ideas. Okay, opposing statement or opposing ideas basically. So oxymoron is that. Okay, so this is the right answer. Option A is the right answer. Who is the author of the Midnight Children? It is so easy that we know that the only and one Salman Rushdie is the author of the Midnight Children. They asked the character of who is the protagonist of the Midnight Children? They ask this question as well. Okay, so protagonist of Midnight Children is Salim Senai. Okay, this is the protagonist. Question number 20 says that 26 says, who was the first African writer to win the Nobel Prize? Okay, so Wole Soyinka is the first African writer to win the Nobel Prize. Okay, this is the right answer. So you must know African writer as well. African American writer, African writer as well. This is the question from the world literature, but they ask such questions. The Wasteland is written by T.S. Eliot. We know that. The phrase stream of consciousness is closely written with the author James Joyce. We understand that. What is the central theme of the George Orwell's Animal Farm? George Orwell's Animal Farm, the central theme is that totalitarianism and revolution. Okay, how there is this government which is based on, like, they want to gather every power in their hand, and there are people who sort of revolt against that. Okay, so it is based on that. Sea of Puppies, Ibis trilogy, it is written by Amitabh Ghosh. Amitabh Ghosh has written a lot of great work. You must know the works of the Amitabh Ghosh, because in Jamia they always ask from this. Okay, the next question is, what is the term for the novel that focuses on the psychological and moral growth of the protagonist from the youth to adult? This is called the Bildungsroman, and Jane Eyre is a great example of Bildungsroman. And you tell me in the comment section who has written the Jane Eyre. Let me know who has written the Jane Eyre. If you know, comment so that I can have an idea who is the who is the writer of the Jane Eyre. Okay, so option B is the right answer. The Diary of a Young Girl was written by, we understand that Anne Frank has written it, and Anne Frank written it during the World War II. Okay, this is the right answer. Harlem Renaissance is associated with which country? It is related with United States, and Harlem is the place in where? In New York City. Okay, so this is related by United States, and it is also associated with African American literature. Okay, African American literature. This is the right option, option number D. Question number 34 says, the guide Arkanaya is set in which fictional town? So the option 34, the option number, okay, so the novel guide, it's not the guide. Okay, it's not a right answer. It's not set in Malgudi. This is which we are sure. So either it is Kaswali or Palanpur, but Palanpur, I'll go with Palanpur. Let me know in the comment section if I am right, because it is sort of ambiguous for me, it is confusing for me. In the comment section you let me know whether it is Palanpur or not. Okay, so question number 35 is, which Indian epic is reimagined in Chitra Banerjee Divakulkarni's the novel The Palace of the Illusion? So the option is Mahabharata, where she talks about the story retold from the Draupadi's perspective. You know, Mahabharata is not told from the Draupadi's perspective, but in Chitra Banerjee's Divakulkarni's novel The Palace of the Illusion is told from the Draupadi's perspective, who is the character in Mahabharata. Okay, question number 36, Kim by Rudyard Kipling is set in where? It is set in India. It is set in India. Okay, let me know in the comment section if it is right answer. Okay, if it is right, let me know in the comment section. If there is anything else, you also let me know in the comment section. We are ready for discussion. You can just discuss in that. Okay, so in terms of in literature, elegy refers to for me it is the D is the right answer. Okay, in literature, elegy refers to, elegy is a poem which is narrated on the morning of a death, like elegy is that kind of poem. Okay, Devdutt Patnaik has written extensively on which Indian epic in his book Jaya and the Boys of the Karna. Okay, Jaya and the Boys of the Karna, you understand that in Karna, who was in which epic was Karan? Mahabharata. He was in Mahabharata. Okay, then question number 39, in which Shakespearean play does the character Iago appear? Iago appear in Othello. This is the easiest answer that could be from the Shakespeare's play. You must know the characters of Shakespeare's play. Okay, which of the following best defined as haiku? Haiku is a Japanese poetic device, so just go with the Japanese poetic device, 575 syllables. This is the right answer. Okay, so this is the Jamia BA English Honors Entrance answer key. Okay, This is the answer key, and you can join our YouTube channel, and you can join our the session for the 2026. If you want to prepare for Jamia BA English Honors, we will provide you guidance for part A and as well as for part B, because part B is subjective and it becomes difficult for the people. So if you want to clear, if you want to excel Jamia BA English Honors exam, entrance exam, contact Star Education Center and follow our Telegram channel and YouTube channel. You will be provided best of the guidance and the solutions which are out there for Jamia BA English Honors preparation. Okay, thank you for watching the answer key. Okay, all the best. Hope for the best for your selection. Bye.